Happy Monday and welcome to video 2 for the day. Yeah, today's video was so long, I had to cut it in half. I already had it nearly done. I was like, this is like 30 minutes long. So this is part 2. If you missed part 1, I suggest when you're done watching this, you go back. But you definitely want to stick out throughout. It's a lot of, interesting things and odd information. Plus some announcements at the end that if you do keep up on the channel and some of the projects I've got going on, you're gonna want to listen to. All right, let's start off with some news about our boy Richard. Actually, I'm going to adjust this just a bit because it looks like we're huge. Point blank in 1959 shares this. Richard Rankin recently visiting the Edinburgh Steiner College, Edinburgh Steiner School, where Sam Heughan was educated from the age of 13 up to graduation. Invited by his fiancée, Sammy Russell, who's on placement in the lower school, i.e., training to be a teacher. The posts are from Richard Rankin's photography. Awesome, fantastic. So here we've got him at Sam's old hunting grounds. Discussing either photography, acting, possibly Sam, who knows. Oh, and there's he and his fiance, which I do not get into the actors' personal lives unless they share these things. So I have not really, chatted about it. He'll show me pictures every now and then. I just go, oh, and a nice lady that he's with. Because that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to dig into their personal lives. But I'm very excited to say that we did get a video about him shopping for wedding gear. So, he and his fiance must have a plan, a date, but I don't expect they'd announce it to us. You know what I'm saying? So, very cool. Let's see. We got one more on here from Richard. That is just really neat. So he just went and visited this school. It doesn't say specifically why he was there, but these actors take time out of their schedules to either mentor folks or give to charity or help people figure out what they're doing. So it's very cool that he took the time, whatever the capacity he was there for. And of course, I have a beautiful set of photos from Brilliantly about Katrina. Check these out. They are throwbacks, but totally worth looking at again. Remember this, Cannes 2016? This is a freaking awesome look. I like the earpiece. I do. From the hotel robes and champagne flutes to that leather paneled gown on the red carpet, Katrina was elegance with an edge. She held her own and then some. Power poise and pinch of cheek. Which, with you're in a leather gown, you could have a little cheek there. People would sort of expect it, I would think. She looks fantastic. I really like the earpiece, the accessories there. Oh, hey, at least it's just a zip. I was thinking they might corset her in. Those things can be a pain in the rear end. So good for her with getting a zipper on the back. Again, kind of the same photo as the first one. Really simple makeup. Just nice eyeshadow there. And goofy Katrina. We would expect nothing less but goofy Katrina. Just looks beautiful, though. The slicked back hair is the perfect look for this dress, I think. It's funny. Doing these, I think I've become like a fashion opinion person, even though I have no expertise whatsoever. Yeah, a lot of these look like they're just doubles. So there's a pretty one. Hello to the folks. Very nice. I wonder if she had to use that double-sided tape to make sure that the panels don't, creep over in, revealing ways that I personally would not appreciate. Oh my gosh, she's there with Julia Roberts. Julia also looking beautiful, terrific. I just saw her in something the other day, unexpected, and I can't remember what it was. I was just going through stuff. I was like, oh wow, that's an interesting part for Julia to play. And of course, now that I'm thinking about it, can't recall what it was. If I do, I will say so, because I do remember thinking, this is a really good show or movie or whatever the heck it was. Nice. Walk around with some people, might as well be with some good looking folks, right? There we go. Oh my gosh. And Jodie Foster too? Are we serious? Who else is there? Julia Roberts, George Clooney. Okay. Well, all right then. Jodie Foster's another one. Grew up loving her. She is so cool. And of course, behind the scenes, Katrina always likes to let us know she doesn't just walk out looking like this. There are people that assist her. She's beautiful with and without all the glamour. But, when we're all raving, oh my gosh, why is she so pretty? Well, now we know. She got 3 people doing it for her. I need at least 3. No, really, I don't. And we have more Katrina here. Sky, Lauren, Martin, and four others share this. This is another throwback, but it's a good one. She had no idea how legendary her portrayal of Claire would become, but we felt it from the very start. Diana knew. We knew. The world would know. Hearing Katrina Balfe reflect on season one, how it all began, why Claire's perspective mattered, and what made this storytelling so timeless yet balanced, reminds us why the series changed everything. Bring on season 8. We're not ready, but we are. Forever grateful for this epic journey. Yep, exactly. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this if it weren't for Outlander. Well, I wouldn't be doing this and talking about and gone to some of the conventions and met you. I mean, so much has happened just because I discovered this show. Yeah, let's check out what Katrina has to say, because it's probably better than what I got to say.
Time is it's about the gender roles that everybody plays, and we get to really sort of dig into the power dynamics between men and women among them, and that's, I think, what people are really responding to. And did it heighten your consciousness as you were dealing with some of these things?
Oh, very much so. I mean, just having these conversations make you question your own viewpoint on it, and I think that I've made a point of trying to educate myself a little bit more on you know, where we are as women, where we've come from, what the sort of feminist movement has been. I mean, I think you have to sort of become more aware of that, or maybe you don't have to, it just has. But I think the great thing about Claire is that she, coming from the 40s, that was a real time of emancipation for women because of the war. They were sort of sent to work while the men were away fighting, and you know, for Claire, being a nurse on the front lines, I mean, this was a very new role for women, so she feels just an equal. I don't think Claire sees herself as a strong woman. She just sees herself as, you know, a person with an opinion, and she demands her space, and she demands to be heard. And I think that that's a really interesting thing, because we have a great balanced view. I mean, a lot of people talk about sort of female gaze and all of those things, but I also think that, you know, perhaps in a show where you have a central male character, then you have very thinly written women. But here we have a very balanced world. You have this fantastic female character, and then these really complex, deep male characters as well. So you see honest relationships, and hopefully, and you see a balanced viewpoint.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, it's crazy. This is a great show because it does show so much of the relationships between men and women, both in general, like society, and yet personally within a relationship. And I like that we get to kind of compare it between the 1940s and the 18th century. And then, of course, you can't help but kind of think of, and this is where we are now. I mean, this is a really broad discussion as far as where we've gone, where we're going, you know, but it is very cool to see the comparisons of the treatment of men and women, and how they not treat each other, but see each other through the years. So yeah, that was a really cool thing. And I think Katrina pulled off Claire really well, because she's a modern woman, and it was just fantastic to see her play that out in two different centuries. Moving on to this throwback of Sam, because it was just too cute not to share it. Point Blank 1959, queen of the throwbacks of Sam. Sam with his nephew Finn Heughan about 20 years ago. See how careful he is? This is, I guess, originally shared by Raquel. Sorry. Look how cute. I mean, seriously. And the kid's cute too. No, but look at, you know, you see kind of, I think all women do this. You see how a guy is with a kid just to kind of see, are they good folks? Are they, you know, respectful, careful, kind? So this is a really sweet picture just for that, because it fuels all of our fantasies about what a great person that Sam is. I mean, seriously. You like to see a guy with kids. It just makes them even cuter, right? Speaking of which, I've got these pictures, which I had already gone through, so we're going to do these in reverse. Point Blank 1959 also shared these throwbacks from 2019. Sam with Roman Baru in Paris. That's the first one. We'll go back in order. This one is LA, January 2019. I'm going because I have yet to meet Roman. Of course, I've met Sam sort of offhandedly and thanked him and gave him a present. And he wore my pin. I pinned Sam. Anyway, so we've got these great pictures of them out and about. And I don't know if they would get together for things other than conventions, but I would think this might have been maybe a land con. It's very possible. Does that make any sense? Because anyone want to tell me 2019 were these two both at land con? Because I could see that being why they were both in Paris at the same time. But we could see them just kind of getting along. I am digging Roman's jacket here. Of course, I am, old and we tie-dyed. But yeah, that's a very cool jacket. I'm digging it. And of course, we got just Sam does this a lot when he's like excited. It's his go-to. And I enjoy that, He's got a little thing. He ought to have, a thing. So these two. And you know what I always really like too? Roman has fantastic hair. I want his hair. Something else fantastic came along the way, this picture, and there were a couple of videos and stuff. It was just hard to pick out. This is the best one, I think, with the best picture of Sam still with the sheared hair. It says Danny Boovy shares this, Sam Heughan. Sam is at the marriage over the weekend. Oh, well, me too. A repost from Jim Nix 71. I suppose I could translate that. We might make it slightly easier. Look at him. Isn't he nice? And he wore my colors. That was very nice of him. Well, I know it's blue and red, but blue and red make purple. So I'm going with he wore my colors. Although I have to say, I'm digging this dude's kilt right next to him, too. That looks really nice. So, yeah. Everybody went to a wedding over the weekend. Well, he did, and I did, and I'm sure other people did, too. Well, other people were at the when I was there, and there's other people there. I'm going to move on. Oh, my gosh, Katie, shush. I do have one more thing to share, and it is a little silly. Sam Hugh and Katrina Balfe smut fan fiction. If the trailer's rockin', don't come knocking. Yes, it is exactly what it says it is. This was shared to me by Kathy. I want to let you know I've enjoyed fan fiction in my lifetime, though associated with a completely different television series. I will not reveal what, because I also wrote some, so I'm not going there. But this is fun. Kathy Slavic shared this especially for Jan and those of you who just can't get enough Sam and your imagination runs wild. Well, this one is going to let someone else's imagination run wild and fuel those fires. Yes, I will include the link to this below. Yeah, enjoy, guys. Love from Kathy. I don't know. So that is all I have for us today. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting to tell you, but I'm sure I will share it tomorrow on a live. I do have a couple of announcements. Tonight is, of course, our live discussing episode 14 of Outlanders Season 1. Make sure you check that out. I will be having a chat with Melissa, Cynthia, and Jan. I believe, yes. And they should have their invites there. I'm sorry I didn't know till this morning. I was at a wedding, and things have been hectic this weekend with rehearsal, the wedding. It's out of town. We were doing stuff. So I do apologize, but hopefully you got them. If not, let me know. A second thing, as far as a live goes, my daughter would very, very much like to chat with you folks. What I think I'll do is on Wednesday, anybody who is interested, I am going to put up a community post with a shared link to a Google chat. It will be private. I will be here. My daughter will be here. It's kind of like our members only chats where it's not going to go streaming. It's just a chat, but everybody's invited. I'll put that link up here in the next day or two. Check on the community post if you're interested. And I won't make any other community posts for a little while, so it'll be at the very top. And I will try. So it should be near the top if I have to post something else, if something else happens. But it should be near the top. It'll just have the Google link. If you know how to use Google, you just click that sucker. And I will post there what time. But I think Wednesday 3-ish. If you're interested in that, just look out for it. No other really big announcements. You can see here, I put up a schedule so you can see when I'm going live and what days. At the bottom will be our next movie and date. We'll be doing that talk on our Wednesday night chats next week on June 11th. And we'll be talking about Belfast. We might as well start on some Katrina movies since there's a few out there that we haven't chatted about. And go from there on that. I've also decided to put an update here. This is my savings and the GoFundMe combined total. This is my goal. This is where I could probably buy a car, but I'd really like to make sure I've got a little in the bank for incidentals just in case I buy it, it's been 2 months, and suddenly something goes horribly wrong and I need to take it in the shop. I'd like to have a little buffer cash in there, just 1,000 or so, just to make sure. Again, that's for the mechanical stuff. I want to make sure I'm not completely tapped out in case the car needs a little repairs. Like I said, that was part of what I put in there, that my total, because you never know what might need a quick checkup before it's good for the road. So I'm more than halfway my total. I didn't put numbers on there, and I should have. Each dash is supposed to represent about $2,000. So I'm nearly to the 6,000 mark, but really close. And I did not get a chance to do any glazing last week with being sick, so I will still have to do that and then add my portraits up, my paintings up, to hopefully raise some more money on my Etsy. Hopefully I can get that done tonight and post them up probably tomorrow or Wednesday. But still, that is in the works. That is all my announcements, I think. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give her a thumbs up. If you hated it desperately, please give it a thumbs down. Either way, say howdy in the comments. I don't always get a chance to go through all of them, but I really appreciate them, and I do try to read them at the very least when I do get a chance. Plus, you guys are so fun in the comments. You have little add each other, add information, answer questions. It's really good stuff. I love this community. It's so fun. Big hearty thanks to everybody who has in any way supported me this last month or so, trying to save up for my vehicle, trying to get extra funds faster than I expected. To all my members, thank you so much for the extra support. I really do appreciate it. I know I say this a lot, but I just want to make sure you know it's true, because I really do. And to everybody who has contributed either through GoFundMe or super thanks to try and help me get that little bit more. I know it seems like a huge amount. I honestly think that I've got about 2,000 more coming to me from other stuff that I'm almost positive is coming. So, but I don't have it, so I can't color it in. So, I mean, if you would do the math, I'm actually closer to 8,000. I'm really, really close. And I really appreciate you coming to watch these videos, because every bit of that goes towards it too. So really, you're all helping me so much, and I deeply appreciate it. I hope that I'm going to be able to pay you back with content that you continue to enjoy, including conventions, meeting stars, meeting other fans, sharing just whatever I can with you guys, as I try to grow this channel, which means I will hopefully go further, like literally. All right, go forth and tackle this week, guys. Have a really terrific week. Stay safe out there. It is starting to warm up, thankfully, although it was 36 degrees this morning. I was all ready to go take my walk at 7 a.m. like a good little nerd, and it was too cold. So as soon as I'm done posting this, I'm out there, because it is supposed to hit 81 today. Eventually. And if that doesn't fill you up and you still need some Outlander info, please do check out the videos on my playlist below. There's quite a bit. Or go back and take a look at those chats. And I think that you'll find something fun out of them. No matter what you choose to watch from this channel, there's always one thing guaranteed. I'll see you there.